I have just turned 62. Sometimes, sitting by the window watching red and golden leaves fall onto the narrow village road, I quietly ask myself, where does the true value of a human life lie? In my youth, I was always on the move, chasing, after work, immersed in shopping, saving every penny for the future. I once believed that the greatest gifts in life were a spacious home, a luxurious beach vacation, or a dazzling watch on my wrist. But now, sitting in a small house soaked with memories, I realize the most precious things, the ones that linger deepest in a human heart, are not things we can buy with money. They are not grand parties or expensive possessions. They are moments. They are genuine emotions. They are the people who loved us unconditionally. As the journey of life nears its end, we no longer crave material things. We simply long to hear the laughter of our children and grandchildren once more, to receive one more hug, to sit quietly together without needing to say a word. Today, I want to share with you the 5 gifts every elderly person longs for. They don't require wealth, only a heartfelt spirit. If you still have your parents or grandparents beside you, listen closely, with all your heart. Time. A gift you cannot give twice. Have you ever truly looked into the eyes of an elderly person waiting for someone? You'll see hope and fear, the fear of hoping and being disappointed. At our age, every time a child says, "I'll visit next week, I'm too busy this week," we're never sure if we'll still be here next week. I still remember visiting my mother before she passed away. She would always try to cook my favorite roast meat. Her hands trembling, her knees heavy with pain, she would stand by the stove, seasoning and roasting every piece with great care, just to watch me eat happily, just to see that gleam of satisfaction in her son's eyes. It wasn't just about the food. It was about love. When you give someone your time, you're not just giving them a meeting. You are telling them, you still matter, you are remembered, you are loved, and once time passes, it can never be reclaimed. Don't wait until it's too late to realize. A simple phone call, a quiet afternoon together, they are worth far more than any luxury gift. Memories, the final portrait of a life. As age weighs heavier, our memories begin to fade. Little details vanish first. Dates, names, distant addresses. But the beautiful memories, the stories woven into our very being, still burn quietly, like a small fire in the middle of a winter night. One day the son of my old friend James, a retired Navy man, found his father's old sailor cap, worn and faded. The boy handed it to James, whose hands trembled as his eyes welled up. It takes me back to 1969, the night I stood on the ship's deck, watching my homeland fade into the distance. One tattered cap, and a whole sacred world of memories reopened. Memories aren't just the past. They are the way we keep our souls warm in the twilight of our days. Don't hesitate to bring up old stories. Don't be impatient when we tell the same tales over and over. Each retelling is another chance for us to relive, to feel young again, to feel alive again. Patience. When steps slow and words falter. In our youth we live fast, rushing to go, to eat, to speak, to love. But in old age, every step, every word needs a deeper breath, an extra moment. For us elders, patience isn't just courtesy. It is how you give us dignity. I remember one afternoon taking my young grandson to the nearby supermarket. At the checkout, my hands fumbled with the coins, taking longer than expected. People behind us sighed and shook their heads in annoyance, but my grandson, only 12 years old, simply took my hand and held it tight. He said nothing. He just waited quietly, without a single word of hurry, without a single glance of impatience. In that simple act, he made me feel, I still have worth. I am still respected. Patience. A language beyond words. that can heal even the deepest cracks in a human heart. Respect for the life we have lived. Today, elderly people in America live in a very different world. We grew up in homes where family dinners were sacred, where grandparents were consulted before big decisions, where children listened wide-eyed to stories from elders. Modern life, with its fast pace and tech-driven focus, has gradually eroded those values. Now, many seniors spend their days in nursing homes, seeing their families only through rushed video calls or short, distant text messages. I think of my old friend Harold, a former literature teacher at a small-town school. He taught hundreds of children how to read, to write, to dream. Yet in his twilight years, Harold lived alone in a tiny nursing home room, rarely visited. I once asked him, "Are you lonely?" He smiled sadly and said, "I don't blame anyone. I just miss the time when family was everything." Respecting the elderly is not just about politeness. It is about preserving the values America once proudly held: family, tradition, gratitude to those who came before, a kind glance, a sincere question, a decision made with a grandparent's input, even in small matters. These are the true ways to honor a life well lived. Love what remains when everything else fades. At this age, I no longer fear death. I fear one thing: being forgotten. Here in America, we pride ourselves on the spirit of family first. That's why every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, generations gather, share, and embrace under one roof. But times have changed. People are busier. Visits grow fewer. Hugs grow shorter. Love, if not expressed, slowly becomes a luxury. Don't wait until the people you love are only pictures in an old album to realize you loved them too little. Love them now. Say, "I love you, Dad." Say, "I miss you, Grandma." Hug them tightly, as if it's the last time. I remember the last hug my daughter gave me before moving to New York. She held me longer than usual and whispered, "I will always carry you in my heart." No expensive gift was needed. No grand speeches. Just a simple, sincere hug, enough to warm my heart for a lifetime. Because love is the only gift we can truly take with us when we leave this world. In the end, all that matters is who you loved and who loved you back. If you're reading this and you still have a father, mother, grandfather, or grandmother in your life, please remember, give them your time. The one gift you can never buy back. Give them memories, the final pieces of a life well lived. Give them patience, so they feel their dignity remains. Give them respect, a thank you for the history they carry, and above all, give them love, the only gift that lasts beyond this life. Don't wait until the day of a funeral to regret the hugs you didn't give, the words of love you didn't say. Love while you still can. Because someday you will look back and realize, love is all that truly remains.